Welcome! You are listening to RiaTalk for Real People, the official podcast of the Maria Kind Inc., where we're always keeping it real regarding love, families, and relationships with a biblical perspective. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello, friends and listeners.
So, why are relationships so hard? I feel like, is it even worth to have in a relationship? I feel like you do more work than you do enjoying it. Why are relationships so hard?
Life is hard, my child. Life is hard. That's what they say. My little southern grandmother said that word to me once before. Life is hard, my child. And you know what? Life is better in 2019 than it has ever been for me and people like me. So I'm thankful. Relationships are hard, but relationships are just a reflection of life. Anything worth having is going to take work.
But why does it seem like men and women just can't seem to get on the same page? If I'm on page 1, you on page 5. We can never seem to see eye to eye on things that are regarding the relationship. However, men and women, they can see eye to eye on business plans and other things that are not regarding matters of the heart. But for some reason, when it comes to love, relationship, families, you just never can see eye to eye with somebody.
I think people can see eye to eye sometimes, but you can't even see eye to eye with yourself sometimes. You be conflicted. I mean, we all have moments when, like yesterday I felt this way, today I felt that way, next week I feel a different way. That's the human condition also. So you have to, in a relationship, decide, what is it that I want from this relationship? Once you decide going in what you want from the relationship, you talk to the other person about what that person wants in the relationship. And then you merge your wants and needs together and you do your best to accommodate each other. Some things are deal breakers, but relationships are it takes work. And I think it's part of the human condition also is for us to be lazy. We don't want to work. We want to just be like a dead fish and just flow downstream. We don't want to be like a strong salmon or something, or some strong fish and flow upstream, because that's what life is upstream. And you got to see life in relationships just like finishing college, opening your own business, making your business successful. Your relationship is your business too, and it's going to take work.
But those things, you can see progress. Sometimes, for instance, when you are, because, relationships have peaks and valleys. When you're in that valley portion of your relationship and you're trying to stay positive and you're trying to work through it, it looks like there's, at times it can seem like there is very little progress being made. And this can last for weeks. It can last for months, and it can possibly last for years. How do you keep positive and stay the course?
Well, the thing is, you should always be positive because God is on your side. God has created all of us to win. In the end, you win. He's already told you that. All things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. When you came to this earth, God had a purpose for your life. And nobody comes into God's children's life without a purpose. People are in your life for a season and a reason. And when that season is over, you thank God for the experience and move on.
So what could you tell our listeners, what tips do you have to help make this relationship thing easier for them as they're going through this journey with their significant other?
Everything's a mindset. It's about perspective. If you look at something, I rarely use the word, oh, it's so hard. If you think about something that's hard, that's so unpleasant, you can use a different terminology. Just change your words. That will help. Just say, it's a challenge, but I love this person. And I remember, and this is a quick little thing, when my sister died and I took in her 6 children to finish raising them, and it was my first semester in law school. I could have said, oh, it's so hard. Why did fate deal me this hand? All I could think of, my sister's dead. Her children needs a mother. They need to, and I felt like it was not a heavy burden for me because the love I had for my sister. This is how you have to look at your relationship. Like I said, her children, she wasn't heavy because I wasn't really even looking at the children. I was looking at my sister. She's not heavy. She's my sister. So what I was doing for her children was I was sitting in her stead. I was the replacement mother for my nieces and nephews. So it didn't seem like a burden. It seems like something that happens organically, something that happens naturally. And that's about relationship. When you love somebody, they're not heavy. Even the challenges of whatever, they're not on the same sheet of music. They're not getting with it. Now, I do want to have this word of caution. When you're not married, when you're married, you got to put a whole lot more effort in the relationship because it's commitment you made to your spouse and to God and to your community that that you would be together with that person. And we've forgotten some of these things we say during the wedding ceremony. And some people don't even say it anymore. But I think every Christian has an obligation when they get married and have their little wedding to say for better or for worse, for richer or poor. See, we want that rich. We don't want that poor. We want that better. We don't want that worse. But let me tell you something. If you live long enough, there's going to be some rain in your life that can be in your relationship. And it's going to be in your relationship. But you still got to cover that with love. When you cover whatever problems you have in your relationship with love, then that's the tip. That's the tip that makes it easier to bear. Say, I love this person. Let's see, can we work this out? Let's see what we can do. Do we need to go to counseling? Talk with this person, pray with that person. And then there does come a time, especially pre-marriage. I do say this pre-marriage. You got to put a stop loss on something when you're not married.
Okay, wait a minute. I feel like you've lumped up a whole lot of tips in one thing. So you said change your language, and then be positive, and then what else was it? Because you had a lot.
I said the tip is love. Love is the umbrella for everything else. You can change your language. That's love. Speak in love. And that's being positive. Speak in love. That's being hopeful.
How do you speak in love when you're really upset with the person? Because that love don't be pushing through.
You trying to say you're not feeling it right there?
No, I'm trying not to kill you. That's what I'm trying.
Right. And that's why I had a chapter in my book that said hide the guns. Sometimes you got to literally hide the guns. Mm-hmm. Because people, we're all humans. And sometimes you're not feeling the love. I can just tell you what I do, and you may get your own little trick, but here's something helpful. When I am upset, mm-hmm. very upset, mm-hmm. I go to sleep, or I go to my room and read, or I go and I turn on YouTube and I listen to something inspirational. Usually Joe Osteen's, maybe T.D. Jakes, because those are my 2 favorite TV ministers. Or I would just listen to scriptures from YouTube until I fall asleep, because I already know it's rarely about just that one person. It takes 2 to tangle. And if you don't want to tangle, pull yourself out. You can't say, well, he needs to do this or she needs to do that. Accept responsibility for your own actions in your own life and say, what can I do to reduce this person's negative impact on me? So what am I going to do? I may take a ride. I may go to sleep. See, I choose to go to sleep or go upstairs and have my own alone time to regroup.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's a lot of people that do that they get so mad they have to walk out or they have to leave, and leave the whole entire house or apartment or whatever to cool down. But see, sometimes that can make people, that can escalate the problem, because it looks like it's carelessness, or they're being callous.
I think you need to say when you're not fighting, mm-hmm. You need to talk to the person and say, you know what, we got to get a plan. I have a chapter in my book called, the name of the book is I Am the Marrying Kind, and I'm bringing out another book called You Are the Marrying Kind too. But in the book, I Am the Marrying Kind, there's a chapter that talks about fight right. There's a right way to fight because you want to stay married. You know you still love that person. The anger and the hurt is just covering the love, but the love is still there. So you got to plan for the fight ahead of time because you already know you're going to get in a fight.
Wait, so you planning a fight. So you planning on fighting this person.
Yes, because that's human.
Isn't that planning about being negative?
No. You're planning human nature. Like, you plan, at some point you need to eat. So you plan a menu, for example. Same way you plan a menu, you got to plan for life. You know that is part of life to fight, but you need to fight right. So when I want to fight right, what does that mean to fight right? Get a plan ahead of time. Since I know I get angry and I don't want to be angry.
Real angry.
I'm going to tell you right ahead of time. What I'm going to do is just walk away. It's not walking away from you. It's walking away to let the situation de-escalate.
Oh, see, that's what exactly, because I know if someone just walks away when they get mad in the middle of a fight, that does not de-escalate the situation for me.
I may tell the person, you know what, I need to walk away because I don't want to be ugly. I love you. I don't want to be ugly to you. I don't want to say things that my anger would make me say. But I mean it, because people say, oh, I didn't mean it. Yes, in that very moment, you did mean it. I don't want to say something I mean in the moment, but I don't mean it forever. I just mean it because you made me mad. I want to make you mad. So I'm going to say something very ugly to you so I know that makes you mad. No.
So, okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm keeping up because you know me. I'm not. Sometimes I'm in the remedial class. So that means you said be positive.
First, love.
Okay, love, be positive, speak in love, and then have a plan. Fight right.
Right, fight right. The plan, under love, I would go right under love and put fight right. When you fight, you got to know there's certain things you don't use. Generally, you don't talk about people's mama. And you don't talk about certain negative. Don't talk about that mold that might be on his nose or her nose. Don't talk about her weight. Don't talk about his weight. Then, if you're having sexual issues, maybe you're not happy sexually. This is not the time to talk about it. That is for another thing to talk about. It's not for today, but especially for a man, when. I have learned men in general have performance, I don't want to say issues, but something like that. We never really seriously consider performance. Some women do, I don't know why, but some do, but most women don't. It's the men that, when they really love a woman, they want to make them happy. So they have performance things. So you don't get mad and say, and start saying negative things about him sexually, because now when the fight is over, and you and that person getting intimate, he gonna remember what you said during the fight, and it's gonna make him hard. It's gonna be difficult for him to perform because he remembers what you said. I can't satisfy her. She said I'm not good enough. You don't want to do it. You say, oh, baby, I didn't mean, I was just mad. Don't do that. Fight right. You don't want to be ugly.
So what are some other additional tips to help make this relationship thing a little bit easier?
Like I said, under the umbrella of love, what does love? The 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. Just in case you don't know what love is, like say, I want to know what love is. I want you to show it. Love is an action word. And most everything goes back to the golden rules. Treat others as you wish to be treated. If you don't want me to hurt your feelings, don't hurt my feelings. If you don't want me to say things negative about your mama, don't talk about my mama. So under love, what is a loving way? If you have an issue with your spouse, like my issues with a person, almost anybody, I hate people being late and causing me to be late. So just say if you and your spouse are going to church and your spouse is always late. So you may come up with a plan. So this person likes to drag. So we're going to drive separate cars until we could be on time. Or I'm going to go ahead and leave I'm going to let you know that ahead of time, not when I'm mad. And you can just take an Uber to church and I bring you back home. Yeah, you got to plan for the fight. You got to plan how to make it better. You always got to work your relationship just like you work your career, just like you go to the gym, working your body. Anything worthwhile is going to take work.
Okay. So I just have one last question. You said don't do things that you wouldn't want me to do. You wouldn't want me to treat you like how do unto others as they do unto you.
No, not as they do unto you. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you.
Okay, so with
Treat
that.
people like you wish to be treated.
Right, with that now. In the midst of an argument, because people have different fighting styles, your significant other, your partner, your lover, all of these things, your best friend, does go beneath the belt. Does that give you the grounds to go ahead and say gloves off? We doing it like this? And then you take off the gloves and you go ahead and get them with the 1-2 punch?
Yeah. Yep. No, just Jesus. You're probably not, but people are just human. I would just say your humanness would cause you to go, and anybody would understand. I have to say, God, I'm like what I heard Steve Harvey say, I'm not that good of a Christian. God is still working with me. If my spouse hits beneath the belt, I'm probably going to hit beneath the belt too. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a saint. I'm a sinner saved by grace. And that sin is probably going to come out right at that moment.
So how do you come back from that?
You ask for forgiveness. That's why you got to have a plan already so you don't hit beneath the belt. Because you hit me every time, I'm going to hit you back. That's the way I was raised. And God is not finished with me. If you hit me, physically hit me, emotionally hit me, generally speaking, you can expect a response. I'm just not one just to let someone do something to me and not give them a response. That's why I say, but when the fight is escalating, you need to walk away before you hit between. But you can see where that's going. We already see that this is getting ready to get ugly. And since you see that it's getting ugly, you're raising your voice and your emotions already at a 9.9. So you just walk away, run. Sometimes you might even have to run, cause we may not be able to come back from this. You can have such a fight that you just can't come back from it, cause the person can't get over what you said to them. Or if a man gets so upset with his wife that he strikes her. Now, I ain't never gonna get over you hitting me, cause somebody gonna be in hell and somebody's gonna be in jail.
Not even if they ask for forgiveness.
Well, I hope you can hear me from the grave while I'm serving my time. But I promise you, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. And especially if a man strikes a woman, you should not do that. Walk away. People do make you mad enough to want to hit them. But before it gets there, because you can feel it, you know it's coming. You're feeling mad. It's growing. So walk away. You're intelligent. We're all intelligent people. Walk away.
So if it gets to that point and you're just like, you know what, I need to sleep in another room, I need to be gone for a few days, is that okay?
It's not okay to be gone for a few days.
But I'm really mad at you, like for real.
No. It's not okay to be gone for a few days, but it is okay to sleep on the sofa. It is okay to sleep in the second bedroom, and you got to be working through that. And the most important part, one of the important things is having the humility to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. My behavior was wrong. And you're not trying to justify, I did that and I'm wrong, but if you put a but in something, you erase the forgiveness. The apologies is null and void.
But what if your partner is the one who did the transgression? They really are truly wrong. But they don't want to see it because maybe they're stubborn.
So what are you apologizing for then?
That's what I'm saying though. Because like you said, some fights get so bad and so ugly, So that's why I'm like, is it okay to be like, you know what, I'm going to be gone for a few days because I need time to really evaluate and also step back and let my anger calm down.
No, I after being married for over 30 years, I don't think you should be gone from a few days. What are you going to be doing those few days? That's where the devil can get involved in your marriage. It brings up situations outside the home. You at the bar, a cute little woman come past you, and you already feeling sad, but she's flirting with you, and she wants to be your spouse for the night.
Yeah.
And so to not give any room for additional problems or mistakes, you stay in your house, but stay somewhere else, not in the same bedroom as your partner. If it's necessary, if you can't do that, stay on the sofa, stay in the kids' room with your little kid, but do not leave your house. That is not a good thing. I don't agree with that.
That's good to hear, because I know that for myself, if I get so angry, I need to feel like I need to remove myself from the situation. And that may mean like I need to just take a break for a minute.
It's okay to take a break for a minute. Like if you need to walk down the street for a minute or an hour, but you should always come home before the night's over. You should never stay overnight somewhere else outside of your home.
But a lot of these fights, especially big fights, happen in the wee hours of the night, in the twilight hours. So, it's not safe for you to walk down the street, and it's not safe for you to be like, okay, let me just drive to Walmart.
So what you need to do is take your butt to sleep. Go to the next room and just take a chill pill and go to sleep in your house. Don't leave your house then. If you close your mouth, the fight is over. It takes two people to fight.
But because, some people are instigators. Your partner, your husband, wife, whatever, spouse, then they're not done talking. They still got a few more words.
You go into another room, close the door, lock the door, put a chair behind the door, put a dresser behind the door, turn up the TV. If you can still hear them, turn it up louder and just go to sleep. But just refuse to be in the same room with that person with that ugly behavior, not just that person's ugly behavior. I often tell people, in the 30 years my husband and I've been married, I'm not removing myself because of you. I'm removing myself because of me. I'm scared of me. So because I know all the crazy that's in my head at this moment, I'm removing myself from the situation for your safety and so I won't have any regrets tomorrow.
Right, because some people get blackout mad.
Right.
And that's when you have the physical abuse and all.
You never should put your hand on anybody ever. Women, you be hitting a man, slapping him.
Right.
Men should never put, especially not a man. Even if your wife does put her hand, you may have to run into the bathroom not because you're scared of her, because you're scared of you. You know you're stronger than her. She hits me, I'm gonna hit her back. Leave before it escalates. Leave, because I'm telling you. Once you put your hands on a woman, on a female, a person that doesn't have your strength, you are making yourself less than a man. A real man will have the self-control not to put their hands on someone that's not as strong as he is, or somebody you love. Why you want to hurt someone you love physically and emotionally? Physical is more easy to control. Emotional, that's why you're walking away from it. But I have no respect for men. No respect. Under no condition that you're going to beat a woman. You can restrain her so she won't hurt you. That's reasonable. But I have no respect under any condition for any man that beats, hit, shake, push, that do any type of physical violence to women.
Okay, so just to recap, in order to navigate this relationship thing and try to make it less hard, there are a few things or a few tips that the relationship expert Maria Brinson-Sampson has given us, which is love, which is the umbrella for everything, plan a fight right, speak in love, treat those as you wish to be treated, and forgive.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add?
I would like to say to the audience, I wish you joy and happiness, but most of all, I wish you love. Yours in love and marriage.
Okay, guys, we're going to call it quits for today. You are listening to RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real regarding love, families, relationships, with a biblical perspective. Please follow us on all our social media platforms. On Instagram, you can find us at I Am the Marian Kind, and on Facebook, we are the Marian Kind Inc. And also, we would love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or topics you want us to discuss, please DM us on Instagram at I Am the Marian Kind. And also, for your daily relationship inspiration, download the book, The Master Key. It's a compilation of scriptures, quotes, thoughts, all regarding relationships, and you can get that at Amazon.com. And until next time, we'll see you next week.